HIV, also known as human immunodeficiency virus, affects the body's immune system and how it protects against disease by getting into the body's blood cells.
HIV/AIDS has taken the lives of over 39 million people worldwide, despite our efforts to prevent, treat, and better understand it. But with 35 million people currently infected, what exactly is it, and are we close to a cure? To contract HIV, the virus must enter the bloodstream, and it's often transmitted from infected bodily fluids like blood, semen, vaginal fluids, or breast milk. Once inside the bloodstream, HIV targets a variety of cells, but most specifically the T helper cells, which are a type of white blood cell that play an essential role in our immune system and fighting infections. The outer envelope of HIV is covered in glycoproteins which mutate frequently, ultimately tricking the T cell receptors to not recognize the virus. Once attached to specific proteins on the T cell, it begins to fuse the membranes together and eventually enters the cell where it releases 2 viral RNA strands and 3 essential replication enzymes. Because HIV is a retrovirus, the RNA is transcribed into DNA, represented here by a zipper of 2 RNA strands transcribing into DNA. This DNA is then integrated into the host cell's genome. This makes the T cells treat the viral genes like their own, which causes them to make more copies of the virus. These then leave the host cell and mature, ultimately seeking more T cells. The virus is particularly difficult to treat because its mutation rate is so high. Overall, the replication process creates more than 10 billion new virions each day. During these initial stages of replication, called the latency period, a person may not show any major symptoms for up to 8 years. If not treated, the HIV eventually kills off the specific T cells it infects. When these T cells fall below 200 cells per cubic millimeter of blood, it becomes acquired immune deficiency syndrome, or AIDS.
Sub-Saharan Africa has the highest numbers in people infected with HIV. In the year 2013, a total number of 24.7 million people were living with HIV, and 58% of those infectees were women. Approximately 210,000 new infections were among children, unfortunately. In order to prevent transfer of HIV during sexual intercourse, condom usage is the most common method of prevention. Condoms are effective in preventing the transfer of sexually transmitted diseases by over 98% of the time, and not many people are aware of this. In a survey that I conducted between my classmates, I realized that only about half of them knew exactly how effective condoms are.